Ahoy and welcome to Valcour Island. Before we start the battle, I just had to say that my progress was soft locked because I was too successful in the campaign. At the start of this chapter, we were given 3 corvettes, which I instantly sold. We then started the mission, and I couldn't deploy any ships at all. None, because they were too large. The mission briefing saying you had to have small ships, and it was a maximum rating of 60, and all of my ships are over 60. We needed corvettes only. But we're back. I had to reload the campaign and did not sell those ships. But enough of that, on to the mission briefing. The British have launched an offensive intended to reach the Hudson River, whose navigable length begins south of Lake Champlain and extends south to the New York City. Control of the upper Hudson would enable the British to link their forces in Quebec with those in New York under the command of Major General William Howe. This strategy would separate the American colonies of New England from those farther south and potentially quash the rebellion. We have received orders to support our fleet on the lake. Unfortunately, only small ships were able to reach the area, but they should be enough to stop the British advance. 3 corvettes only to choose from. Let's have a look at what they offer. Let's go down. We've got the Connecticut. Can't use any of those. USS Jersey and the Spitfire. So we've got 1 Porcupine and 2 Cerberus. And I'm not a fan of the Cerberus class, but I have put my best crews aboard. So we might do something. Our fleet sailed onto Lake Champlain. We support the local fleet in the confrontation with British ships. Unfortunately, we were only able to bring small warships, which is disappointing. The British plan to destroy our fleet and continue their offensive into New York. The loss of the fleet will give Britain a strong foothold, and our fleet has lined up to block them. Well, we've got more than just the 3 corvettes, we've got a few unrated cutters as well. And a small fleet of cutters is approaching our blockade. You know what, let's not worry about a blockade. Let's just run out there with the corvettes to intercept them. And let's put our cutters into some kind of line. I'm not really a big fan of using cutters at all. Kind of outclassed. But we have a few of them. They're kind of balancing my overpowered gameplay by making me use a ship I don't want. I was quite frustrated when I couldn't deploy any ships. I was like, no! I just sold them and I had spent all my money on equipping the ships and refitting out the army losses that we'd taken in the last mission. But instead, I've just moved the crew from our flagship into the 3 ships because the amount of crew on board the USS Trident can fit on 3 corvettes, 675 men. Alright, we've got the British cutters coming up the river. It looks like they're coming into some kind of formation. We have the USS Lee leading the charge of cutters as they form up. And our corvettes are arriving on station now. They have 9-pound gun decks on the Cerberus class. That's USS Spitfire. The Connecticut is a Porcupine, so she has a mixed array of guns. Can't tell you what she has. I didn't actually look. I didn't care to look. So far, so good. These guys should be easy to fight if we can ever get into gun range. The only good thing about these cutters is the fact that they can run against the wind. And there is not a very favourable wind at the moment. Are they going to fight us, or are they just literally trying to run? Because if they're trying to run, that might prove a problem for our Cerberus to run down. I've gotten so used to the sheer firepower of my 3rd rates and my 4th rates. I feel sad to go down. Despite being high-level crew, they're not the best ships. They don't have any of the upgrades that we were running on our other corvettes, which is a shame because I only sold them a couple of missions ago. I could have just used our Cerberus classes that we already had. They were equipped with a few upgrades. I'm sad that I couldn't even bring a 5th rate, a frigate. No use complaining though, we deal with the cards that we've been dealt. Or something like that. Yeah, they're just running through. They've formed up into a line and just going to run our blockade. Probably not the best option. We have a line of cutters to chase them down though. We can go 1-to-1 with them. There's a couple out there on the wing. We should be able to fight them on both sides if we get close enough with the Spitfire. Lots of talking the last couple of days. Been absolutely spamming out episodes. So if your subscription feed is full, I do apologize. If we can get Spitfire just a little bit closer, she'll get her on the short and the long sides. But they're not interested in fighting us. So our line of cutters will run up to match them. Looks like we have a line of corvettes coming up as well. Possibly brigs. They look pretty similar to in silhouette to our Courageous. Our what do you call it? I don't even know the name anymore. Too many identifications. Porcupine class. The wind has changed slightly. It's now heading northwest. And that's going to assist these guys trying to run our blockade. We have to tie up the cutters. Our objective is to eliminate the entire enemy fleet, but it looks like there's another wave, a third wave of ships now coming on. You can see the sails on the horizon. We have to try and knock out a few of these cutters pretty quick. We're just going to shoot them down. We're not going to bother boarding them. And then I guess I'll get a line of cutters to run interference for the next wave of frigates that aren't far away. Corvettes, rather. And then it looks like frigates to follow up. Maybe transports. HMS Charleston is taking on water. All of the British cutters look like they're wavering or taking significant damage. Charleston's being complete... Oh, sorry, Carlton has been completely demasted and is taking on water. Connecticut coming in hard on the Hardy. Oh, but one of our cutters was there tied up, the New Haven, taking the brunt of that impact. New Jersey and USS Lee run up against each other. We've lost all semblance of control or fleet tactics here. It's just a free-for-all. HMS Raccoon's taken a lot of damage. HMS Carlton has surrendered, but no one wants her. She might come back into the fight, or she may just sink. Trying to get some semblance of order to our line. The Hardy's taking on water, their pumps are broken. HMS Raccoon, severely damaged. Structural integrity of the hull is very low. But there's the big hitters coming in soon. The corvettes are arriving. It's going to make our job a little bit difficult. Let's move our corvettes up to intercept. What have we got here? The Porcupine leading up the charge. They're faster. We don't want to have to chase them down. USS Lee, get out of the way. Come on, we need to sink these cutters. They're annoying. So many of them. They formed up a line again, trying to get through. Two of their number are critically damaged. One's surrendered, one's flooding. HMS Raccoon. The wind has changed yet again. It's full westerly now. And that is very good for the attackers here, trying to run the blockade. So far, so good. We have them in the narrow channel. We don't want them to get past this point. We don't have a lot of troops to work with either, so boarding actions on the bigger ships aren't really an option. Maybe 1 or 2 ships each. Yeah, we need to do something about these cutters. Cinco. HMS Raccoon has sunk. Her crew are in the boat. HMS Carlton is hanging on to life. The USS New Haven's getting slammed. But so is HMS Hardy. USS Lee's on the outskirts. She's okay. Let's send her up to try and distract the corvettes. Draw the aggro. She's in a good position to run against the wind. And we want them to chase. We need to get our corvettes into a fighting line, and they are doing that. HMS Hardy has sunk. Survivors are in the water. Getting Spitfire's guns onto the Roebuck. We need to try and get this little cutter past the corvettes and then running away. You can do it, USS Lee. Okay. We came out of that better than the British did. But I don't like our corvette's chances as that rest of that fleet arrives. Looks like we have 2 frigates and 2 merchantmen. HMS Roebuck and Thunderer are chasing the Lee. That's what we wanted. The New Haven and New York are getting slammed. They're stuck in the wind. I'm just going to abandon the cutters, unfortunately. I'll leave them to their own devices. We really just wanted them to trade 1 for 1 with the enemy cutters. They've done that. Not really happy with my performance in that department. We're getting them into a line at least. Try to keep some of them alive. But now the corvettes have arrived, they're doing massive damage. Alright, gets out. At least the wind is assisting our gunnery. The corvette's able to shoot on the enemy corvettes that are chasing the Lee for some reason against the wind. But that suits us fine. We can circle around and engage the rest of the enemy cutters. Is that an armed sloop there? Oops, shooting our USS Connecticut. We don't want to do that. Hold fire. Do the same as Connecticut comes around the corner. Alright, we'll be able to finish off the Bethany while the Lee runs off those guys into the horizon. And then HMS Sparrow to follow. Alright, she's got no planking left. So we can finish her off pretty quick, I think. Shoot her low. There we go, big damage. Taking on water, pumps are broken. Sparrow's next in line. Alright, if we do that to every single one of them as they go past, they should be critically damaged. The Philadelphia is going down. Her sail's the only thing peeking above the water. Philadelphia has sunk. Unfortunate loss. No survivors by the look of it. Let's take out the Granby next. Alright, so those corvettes have given up the chase on the USS Lee. But that's given us enough time to separate the enemy fleet. I'm not sure what those other ships are doing. Are they chasing our other cutter up the coast? They are. The way the wind's going, they're going to get blown up ashore. Granby. Alright, so all those cutters have no planking left. The theory is they should just sink on their own now. We'll take on the Loyal Convert. And HMS Roebuck and her accompanying ship are on their way back. The Convert's going to try and split our line. I wish I could have put fire ship upgrades on those boats. That would have been great. Don't really like using fire ships. It's a desperate measures thing. Alright, HMS Bethany has now sunk. HMS Sparrow should follow soon. We're going to turn around and try and cut off the Loyal Convert. Some survivors have beached themselves up ashore. HMS Granby is stuck. The USS New Haven has sunk. Another cutter lost. Granby is done for. USS Jersey will come up on the stern port side of the Loyal Convert. Try and trap her. Meanwhile, USS Jersey shooting at the Roebuck, a distance away. HMS Sparrow has now sunk. I think that's the last of the enemy cutters. Maybe one more. Granby doesn't count. She's getting obliterated. Right, now we have to try and stop the Roebuck. Oh, the Loyal Convert has exploded. We haven't seen many detonations in this game. For whatever reason. Luck hasn't been on our side in that case, and we have been aiming for sails a lot. When I played the British, I aimed for a lot of low hull shots with big shot cannon. Long range shots at the Thunderer. USS Jersey shooting at survivors. We have a choice: to stay and fight until the last British ship is sunk, or to retreat and save ourselves. Well, can we even fight the rest of the ships? What are the state of our fleet? We've got the Roebuck and the Thunderer still to deal with. We could probably capture those. But then that leaves the rest, well, there's 4 other ships remaining. It's going to be a tall order, but we're going to try and fight. We do have our best naval crew aboard. All the ships. But I do worry about the Cerberus. They are very slow. They hit pretty hard, but they, as I said, they're slow. The Porcupines do outsail them. And that's what the Roebuck is. Alright. Shoot through the bow now. One hit. Not great. Thunder are taking hits as well. Trying to get to Connecticut into a place where she can be useful. She's sailing against the wind. Trying to get the best angle possible while still maintaining speed. The rest of the British fleet are just chasing around my cutter that's just doing what it wants. Looks like it's going down the river. I haven't given them any orders. I think they're just running with the wind. Alright, Roebuck is committed to a fight with 2 ships. Thunder is trying to help, but she's engaged with the Connecticut. That's the type of engagement you want, where you can pick out the enemy number. Focus them down. Alright, let's turn back with the wind, holding fire on the starboard side. Do the same for USS Jersey. Okay, they are behind us now. That's not great. But we need to keep this snake fashion going. Right, let's turn across them again. They're a bit faster than us. We need to maintain this momentum. If we can take out the Roebuck, the Thunder is definitely done for. Thunder has actually taken a lot of damage just fighting Connecticut. She's got heavy gun weight. Oh, the Roebuck has exploded in spectacular fashion. That makes our fight much easier. Capturing them is not so much a priority. We've got pretty good reputation. All of our ships are ready. I don't think we have any trophies waiting. 2 porcupines are going to get dequilled. Oh, we've got some friendly fire, and Thunderer has exploded too, and we've had someone wounded as a result of that. The USS Lee's been run up, but she's managed to make the entire British fleet get stuck in the river here. And the wind is not in their favour. USS Lee has surrendered to the British. But I guess that was pretty fortunate. Now, what do we do? Do we run or we try and fight these guys? We've got a bunch of survivors here. Can we put them on our ships? No, the ships are full. Ship's full. Oh, there's room on the Connecticut. Get aboard there. Could use extra bodies. And let's run up and see if we can't cause some mischief to this stranded fleet. This guy here is turning about. But he's got to turn through the wind and he's doing full sail. The 2 burning hulks of the Porcupine class corvettes, they got smashed. So the intensity of the battle turned up a bit, but it hasn't been as fierce as the last few naval engagements we've had with the large warships. But I think we've pretty much stopped the British. They're not getting to New York at the moment. Got some survivors. They're furiously rowing. They've come a long way. Get them aboard the Connecticut. I think we have to stop to pick them up. Yep, we do. That's okay. Connecticut's faster. Jump aboard. Oh no, she's full. We can only take 1. Sorry guys. There's only room for 1 boat. The rest is... sorry, man. Well, I guess you're in friendly waters, so that's a good thing. They can just row after us like little lampreys. Alright, let's try and go and pick a fight. These guys are sitting here exposed. All run aground. Well, those are actually quite large ships. They look like frigates. And they run aground. Then we have another corvette. The Inflexible. I don't see how they're going to get out of there with that wind condition. Wait, one's coming around, turning through the wind. Uh-oh, here they come. Uh-oh, here they come. I don't think this was such a good idea, actually. We have our best ship crews, and those are 2 frigates. As well as their escorts. We could probably take out 1 corvette, but I don't really want to fight the frigates. I think we'll fire off a few broadsides and then we'll run. It's not worth risking the crew. If I hadn't have changed the crew to my experienced guys, I could have thrown them away and just for guts or glory. We can't afford to lose my premier officers. So let's see if we can't get rid of one of the corvettes. That frigate's under angry looking frigate. The Norwick. HMS Marmion's taking fire from the Spitfire. Jersey's turning around, giving her portside broadside. Alright, let's line up. Connecticut's on her way. Unfortunately, she's the faster ship, so she's going to have an easy time running. But our 2 Cerberus have a little bit of a fight on their hands now. Let's take out the mast. That worked for us last time, and then we'll turn across the wind. We'll get 2 on 1. And while the frigate stays in line, he's going to be no use. Wait, he's slightly faster actually. We have to take out that corvette and get out of here. Maybe try and damage the sails on this frigate. At least the rest of them are stuck. Spitfire's taken massive damage. We have to turn her away. Yeah, shit. Spitfire's in trouble. No! Jersey, get some separation and take out that corvette. Running across Spitfire's bow. Hold fire. Don't fire yet. Don't fire yet. Alright, free fire. Oh, they're aiming for the mast too. They want Spitfire. We need to put up some resistance. Take out the corvette while the frigate's still in line formation. Yes! We've blown up the Marmion. But that leaves the frigate to run at full speed now. Connecticut has escaped. And Norwich wants blood. Spitfire is the chosen victim. She can't take much more damage to the powder room either. She might suffer the same fate as all these corvettes that have exploded. Jersey needs to help. Go for the mast. And we'll just have to keep running across Spitfire's course. And they're catching. Slowly but surely, the Norwich's reeling in the Spitfire. She's trying for a gunshot. Didn't quite get the angle. Jersey's in better condition. We'll get the little rowboats to try and distract the Norwich. Gonna earn the first Medal of Honor. Or Navy Cross. I don't know what they call them back then. Hill and the boat squad are going to try and intercept this corvette, the frigate. But we're going to make it across the line. Jersey's assistance invaluable. The boat crew. You shall not pass. Oh no. Dodging cannon fire as they row towards the stern of the Norwich. And we've made it across the finish line. The second boat crew also trying to pick a fight with the frigate. Finish that one. Not much because we didn't board anyone. We just blew everyone up, but that's okay. Back at port. Just need to repair up these ships so that I can sell them. Thank you for your service, guys, but you just don't fit our fleet anymore. Stripping out the officers that are important and the experienced crew, and then we'll put them back aboard the Trident. So everyone got a little bit of a holiday from their usual role. It was a little bit of an adventure. Everyone came home safe. Rest in peace to all the cutters. Right, chuck them on board. If you're enjoying the series so far, hit the like button, leave me a comment telling me what you like most, and also subscribe because there are a few more episodes to come. We're not giving up on this campaign for liberation. I'm Commander Tyrael. This is Ultimate Admiral. See you next time.